I guess y'all did it. I guess y'all did it. Donald Trump found a way to expand his tax cuts and make his rich friends richer. Too bad it was at the expense of Medicaid. Yes, indeed. They're going to cut your Medicaid. Medicaid, which covers more than 70 million people, it's the largest health insurance program in the nation and the largest single source of funding for states. Now, I'm reading this article in the New York Times. This is interesting. This is interesting. I just want to give all you MAGA nuts and Donald Trump supporters my thoughts and prayers. Because when your Meemaw gets sick or your kid get hurt, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some problems. More than 21 million adults who were not eligible for Medicaid under pre-expansion guidelines received coverage last year. This program had previously restricted enrollment primarily to those who were pregnant, disabled, or elderly. Now, this is the important part of the article that I want to share with you. Among those who qualified for Medicaid under the expansion was Jeannie Brown, a 60-year-old part-time bus driver for the public school system in Belgrade, Montana. Now, why is that important? For a couple of reasons. The main reason is that she's from Belgrade, Montana, where they overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. Montana's a red state, always have been, always will be. Although it's not there's not a lot of rich there, but it's cool. I understand. But let's move on. Ms. Brown went more than 5 years without health care beginning in 2009, avoiding medical care as her health deteriorated and she cared for her disabled granddaughter. Ms. Brown, who makes around $25,000 each year, had been trapped in a so-called coverage gap with a salary too high for Medicaid and too low for heavily subsidized Obamacare. Now listen, I said Obamacare, that's very important because this is the same story, very next paragraph, right? Too low, too high for Obamacare, too low for the other. Okay, so now next paragraph. After Montana lawmakers voted in 2015 to take up the Affordable Care Act's option to expand Medicaid, now let's look at how they worded that. See, white people, this is how they get you. Ms. Brown, who makes around $25,000 each year, had been trapped in the so-called coverage gap with a salary too high for Medicaid and too low for a heavily subsidized Obamacare plan. Very next paragraph. After Montana lawmakers voted in 2015 to take up the Affordable Care Act's option to expand Medicaid to cover more adults, Ms. Brown enrolled. She began to see a primary care doctor, and Medicaid paid for hand surgeries, knee replacements, a double mastectomy, and her inhaler, she said. Being a caregiver is extremely exhausting, especially with someone who has a lot of health needs. Now, you can read the article at the New York Times, but I don't understand why people don't understand long-term needs like this. This is an issue. I don't understand where your brain is when you're picking a candidate to run because you know who would have already taken care of this and not taken it away from you.
We will expand Medicare to cover home health care for seniors so more seniors can live at home with dignity and give more support to the sandwich generation, to those of you who are raising young children and taking care of your parents. It's the work that is about giving folks dignity. But far too many people on this issue of home health care, if you need the support to give that care to your family member, it means either paying down and losing as much as you can to be able to afford to have Medicaid, or having to leave your job, which means cutting off a very important part of your income, just to give people in your life the dignity and the support they deserve.
That's right. Vice President Kamala Harris, the dumb as a box of rocks, slept her way to the top. Don't know what she doing. She ain't black. She Indian. She not Indian. She Jamaican. She not Jamaican. She German. She not German. She Italian. Her. She'd have done it. She already took care of it. But no. You got what you wanted. So what you need to do when you get sick or hurt, or your little kid gets sick or hurt, call Elon Musk, call Donald Trump, or maybe you might be able to get RFK to come with some of his witchery and get it done. Because I remember there was a woman on the campaign trail. I don't think she wanted better health care either. I just think she wanted to just sit and die in place. I don't think she wanted to be around her family at all.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
I understand that you are advocating health care for everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's going to pay for it?
Well, we're going to pay for it because right now, let me tell you something, we're all paying for health care for everyone, and it's in an emergency room.
You just leave our health care system alone.
Okay.
We don't want to get in this.
Okay.
Yes. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with our health care. Well, Miss Erlene, they messed with it. Oh yes, they messed with it, Carol. And not only did they mess with it, they didn't add to. They took away. They took away. So you might be going home soon, either home to the house or home to glory. Either way, you ain't got to deal with it. But anyway, um, the only thing I got for you guys, you MAGA supporters that depend on health care and Medicaid, and I'm being serious at this point. And this would be very impactful because everybody does it, and it's in abundance. And I'm giving it to you for free. You can come get as much as you want. All you got to do is log on, go to YouTube, click subscribe, and I'll have it for you in abundance. And it may help you get better. It may be a cure all. It's two things: thoughts and prayers. You have my thoughts and prayers, right? But as for me, I'm gonna be all right. I'm sure I'm gonna be all right. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna smoke me a cigar and drink my German alcoholic beverages and watch the world continue to burn because I didn't have anything to do with it.